Right, we're in. Okay, can you hear me okay? Is it too loud, too quiet? I usually shout a lot. Just adjust that camera a little bit. So, it's not that complicated. I've got a Logitech webcam thing for my face. I've got my desktop on show, which is currently Reaper, which I use for all my stuff, music wise. And you can, in the top left hand corner, that's my Disting cam, which is my old, well, it's not that old, about 10 years old, Nikon D7100 DSLR. A bit of an echo. Well, I've shut down YouTube. Will, are you getting the echo as well? Or is it just lo-fi? Slight echo. Well, why could that be? Let's have a look. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Video capture device. Oh, I think I know what it is. So if I mute. Oh, video capture. Just hold on a sec. So has that gone now? I'm wondering whether it was me D7100 speaker microphone. I've just. So can you still hear me? Yeah. I've just muted one. Oh, hiya, Pierce. How do I pronounce that? You can't tell me that, can you? But yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think that was. I'm thinking, OBS. I'm not too bad, but still stuff I'm getting used to with OBS. So today, as I've said in the title of the video, this is not a tutorial. I'm not very good at tutorials, so this is just me showing off to you guys a couple of things really. The Disting EX, Piers, great stuff, Piers, thanks. And I've got I've got a couple of DXs there, but the only one I'm working with today is the one on the right hand side. You can see the display on at the minute, and that might well go off if I don't do anything. Hey up, Rich. So, and I'm driving it purely by MIDI, so there are no cables. There is a cable, but it's just off screen. There's a I've got in the A180-1 multiples module. I butchered the last two connections so that they actually connect to the MIDI header on the back of the Disting EX. So I use a 5-pin DIN to TRS 3.5mm cable, which goes into one of those, and then from the multiple it goes to the back of the Disting EX. So everything today will be via MIDI through Reaper. So I've got the audio input channel. That's where you'll hear the Disting coming into. Yeah, cheers, Rich. And then the one next to that is the MIDI channel. I've got a connection to the to my Microlite Mode 2 Microlite MIDI interface, which is connected via USB to my computer. And I've got a number of things on here. So I've got Stepic, but at the moment that's off because I'm going to just faff around with the keyboard to start with. And because I'm playing the keyboard, and because I'm pretty crap on keyboard, I'm only going to be playing the black notes today. And I've got this marvellous MIDI snap to key plugin, and I've set it to the root note of E flat or D sharp pentatonic minor. So that's conveniently all the black keys. So if I hit the white keys, no sound comes out. So no, hopefully not too many duff notes. And then the other two plugins we can see there, I've already got those open. So there's that one there, which is what I've classed as the non-auto params or parameters. So these are basically parameters that I'm not necessarily going to automate with Reaper. And I could have made, because I've written the plugin, I've written the code for these. Yeah. I wrote the code for these over the last 3 or 4 days, scratching my head, trying to pester people, just trying to help me out to get stuff sorted. But we're there now. And then the next one, this one here, is for the stuff that I probably do want to automate. So I've got some fine tune, and then these next 4 are the 4 main parameters of the resonator algorithm. Oh, and I should have said yes. So I'm only looking at today the resonator algorithm. There's an absolute pile of stuff on the Disting EX, either in single mode or dual mode, but I'm working purely with the resonator algorithm today. Yeah, okay. And I don't know what I'm doing, so this is partly a voyage of discovery for me as well. I've obviously had a little bit of a play, but I thought tonight I wanted to now that I've got this thing finished, and I can change parameters without keep getting up off my seat. I can do it all via this plugin, and I'll demonstrate that in a bit. So where to start? Let's just have a quick look at. So this is the manual, the Expert Sleepers official manual for the resonator algorithm. So we can have a quick flip through that if need be. And I've also got, just in case, the rings manual, which, to be honest, I'm struggling a little bit with. I mean, I know obviously a little bit of physical modelling. My first entry into physical modelling was through the AAS plugins, like Chromophone, for instance. So I know a little bit about physical modelling. I've also got an Elements, which is physical modelling. Oh, way up, Baslow. Didn't see you sneak in there. Yeah, so Elements is physical modelling, and I have fun with that. I really like that module. It's a bit big, but I do like it. And then Rings. So this is Rings. I've never had Rings. I've obviously seen videos on it. There's a very good DivKid one that's out there, which I've been trying to refer to, and I'm still scratching my head because Ben goes through those things like it's not newbie mode. Let's put it that way. It's not rings for dummies. It's quite fast. So I'm still scratching my head a bit about some of these things, but it sounds great. I think it sounds really good. The Disting EX implementation of this module. Hey up, Pat, Andy, nice to see you. Okay, so I don't know how many. I've closed down my YouTube, so I didn't get any draft echoes and stuff. So I guess I should just make a start on this now, really. But I can come back to these, I suppose. Oops, lost my place there. I can come back to these, and you know, as we're looking at the part. Well, let's do that now. I'll explain the first part of the plugin. The first plugin, sorry. This is quite straightforward. I just want to set up parts of both the plugin and the Disting EX so that they talk, basically. So that my Reaper session will talk to the. Hold on a minute. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Start again. Yeah, so that the Reaper will talk to the Disting EX module. So this first one here, then I can select. Well, each one of these represents, and you can see the little bracket numbers in brackets here, 7, 8, 9, etc. If you look at the manual, I might as well explain that. VCV, it could be. I don't use VCV rack. I know it's a very good instrument, but because I've got a full side, well, a real thing, I don't get VCV. Otherwise, I would use my real one even less. But I do believe there are a lot of mutable instrument modules in VCV. Yes. So where was I? Yeah. Okay. So if I move that across there, half the manual goes missing. But you can see there so number 7 or parameter 7. Just about see that there. No. Let me just move that down a little bit. There you go. So we can change the mode. So that selects the resonator mode. In the Disting EX, there are a total of 7 resonators. In rings there are 3 plus an Easter egg, I believe, which is in the Disting, that's the synth mode. So in this one here we can select any one of the 7 Disting modes. We've got the synth effect, which only affects the synth mode, so we'll look at that as well. The polyphony, which speaks for itself, and then I put these 2 in because the Disting EX doesn't accept note and strum info, I don't think, unless the audio input is set to none, and it defaults to 2 for the input. So I turn the audio input to none, and then I set the MIDI mode to pitch and strum. So anytime I hit a key, it gets both, or no, send a notes information. It does both the pitch and the strum. So that's quite important, because I'm not, as I've said before, there are no CV or gate connections being sent to the Disting EX today. It's all MIDI. And then the lower plugin, the second plugin, let's go back to the manual. We've got fine tune, which comes in handy because I reckon we could probably put some modulation in an automation lane to apply some sort of vibrato to some of the sounds, for sure. And then we've got structure, brightness, damping, and position. And if I go back to the rings, so that's structure, brightness, damping, and position. Frequency, I'm assuming that's fine tune. I really don't know. I need to. I'm a bit thick, me. I just forget stuff all the time. I've watched Ben's video, sorry, about, I don't know, 3 times, and I'm still, oh, what was that? I have to keep going back. So anyway, do we need to go through these? Yeah, let's have a look. So D. Oh yeah, Ralph, you okay? So D is this is the modal resonator. So this parameter, it says, controls the frequency ratio between the partials. I'm going to read all this out. So this is basically the modal. Sorry, the actual resonator part. Is it? No, structure. Oh, harmonic structure. Yeah, I haven't got a clue. Thanks for the link on Discord, love, Pierce. Thanks for that. I'm wasting my time here. I'm just talking too much. Let's just forget all the manuals and stuff, and let's just start making some sounds with this thing. And as you can see now, the display's gone out on the disting. But what I've done is I've set up the setting on the disting so that it wakes up on MIDI, which is quite handy because I can stay in my seat even longer. So if I waggle any of these now, it should come back on. I've also set it so that it flicks to the screen will actually go to the whatever parameter and change. So you can see that's the fine tune there. If I go to structure, it changes the structure. So it's set so the display follows whatever parameter is being tweaked. Then the slight downside of that is if I press play, for instance, and these are set up to send the parameters every time the play button's hit, and so if I press play now, it'll go to Chord, I think, yeah, because Chord is the last item in this plugin, but that doesn't matter. So let's hit some keys then, and I'll go through these different modes one at a time first, and I'll leave these at the default. So I did speak to us very quickly on Mod Wiggler today, just to find out the reason for why 64 is the default, because obviously with the module there is no default in effect, but you know, because it's you can leave the knobs wherever you want, sort of thing, and basically it's what gives a reasonable sound for each of the modes, regardless. So I'll go through these first of all with the default center knob position, and then we'll start to go through each one in more detail. Yeah, so Modal Resonator, and it's dry. This I do have some reverb. What do you reckon? I suppose really I should keep it dry for the time being, and then once I've gone through all these different sounds, I'll put a bit of reverb on, and perhaps when I do the Stepic thing, I'll put some delay on as well. So we've got polyphony at 1. I suppose this is important really, and although it says polyphony, what it means for rings and therefore resonator is it will ring out up to 4 notes at a time, but it won't accept if I just plonked 4 fingers down on all the keys at the same time, it would only play 1 note. So if you want to play any sort of polyphonic sounds, really, you've got to do like a flam. So play 4 notes very quickly together. Always reverb, yeah. Well, you're not having it yet. Wait. Stop being so impatient. Okay. So that's the Modal Resonator in Polyphony 1. So I'll tell you what I will do as well, though. I'll go through on just this first one, I shall explain a little bit more about polyphony as well, I think, because it's important to know, I guess, that as well as it altering the polyphony, it does alter the sound a little bit as well, and I think it's covered in the manual. I won't bother going back to the manual, but it does reduce some of the content, some of the sound, the more notes you are playing or sounding. So if without reverb, and if I set we've got a choice of 1, 2, 3 and 4. I think with the rings you can select 1, 2 or 4. So with the Disting EX we have an extra, we've got 3 notes as well. I'm just going to go straight to 4. So if I play 4 notes very quickly on the black notes, so there's a slight ring there. If damping was a bit higher, it would ring out for more, but I'm going to touch though. I'm not going to touch those parameters yet. I'm just going to quickly go through the different modes. But you can hear it. If I change that back to 1, you can hear how it cuts off, like you would on a mono synth. Go back to 4. And I should ask, can you hear that? Can you hear the Reaper okay? Reaper audio? Everyone put your hand up. Waiting. Can you hear Disting EX playing their resonator? Has everyone left me? Yeah. Okay. I thought everyone had gone. Yeah, okay. Super. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go through each other mode now. I suppose what I could do is I could actually go through the polyphony for each one as well. So that's the Modal Resonator. Ask Div Kid what that means. It's a physical modeling mode. In fact, I believe it's the mode that Elements uses. So I should know. But I'm a kind of it just makes a noise, and I like the noises or I don't like the noises. So let's go to the next one. I can either scroll with the mouse or I can drop down. Very quick drop down, you can see all the different ones there. But from now on, I'm going to scroll. Sympathetic strings. So this is Sympathetic strings. Polyphony 1. More polyphony. Now, so what you'll notice there is that without changing any of the other parameters, the polyphony does change the sound. And in a way, it changes it quite a bit. On some of the parameters, it changes it more than others. So I just jumped from one there. So I suppose that's something we've got to bear in mind when we're doing the sound design. And we'll probably find that if we start faffing with some of these levels here, then I don't know, perhaps you could come back to that original sympathetic string sound. So that's sympathetic string. Next is string. So very sort of what string. It's for the default settings. It's quite, well, you know, plucky, but doesn't ring out much. Polyphony 2, 3, there you go, 4. Right, come back out to 1. Next, FM voice. You know, possibly a bit harsh. In fact, I'm not looking at the. I'll be alright for not quite maxing out at OBS here. Polyphony, put that to 4. So that's FM voice. Next one, sympathetic quantized. So it's a bit quiet, this one. I can still get a half decent, -20. Again, and in fact, on the disting, there are parameters for affecting the levels. So if you end up designing a sound that is a little bit quiet, you can either or you can set the levels to be a little bit higher in the Disting EX. Hi up, Jeff. Or you could just gain stage in your DAW, obviously in your DAW. But because I'm going through all these now, one after the other, I don't want to keep changing the volume and stuff every time I go to another algorithm, or another setting. So I'm just going to leave the level as it is. So yeah, a bit quiet. So I hope you can hear it a little bit. Let's take it up to 2, 3. Excuse me. I think that's what you'd call pleasant AF. Okay, stop that. Next one, string and reverb. So this is another reason why I didn't want to put reverb on these sounds yet, because this is an algorithm a mode that has reverb attached apparently. I need to put that back to 1. So this is string and reverb, and I'm not too sure how this relates to the original Rings. As I said, Rings has I believe 3 selectable modes plus an Easter egg. So I'm not entirely sure yet what, you know, how this fits in with rings, whether this is like an additional mode that's been created because it can be on the Disting, or whether it was Disting EX, or whether it was a again something you could set up in on the original rings module. So this is string and reverb. So quite different to string. We go back to string. So I suppose you could say it was reverb, but quite a lot of, is it diffusion, is that the word? Two-note polyphony. Not much change there. In fact, not a lot of change between 2, 3 and 4. Sounds quite distant, I guess that's the reverb element. Next, synth. So this is the last one, isn't it? Yeah, so synth. This is the Easter egg one. So you had to set all the knobs on rings up a certain way and sit with your tongue hanging out while you press the module on, and this Easter egg mode would pop up. But on the Disting, it is a selectable mode. So that's interesting, because what I'm missing there, I'm missing that's so that those two notes are actually an octave apart. That's 2 octaves, 1 octave. So I'm going down to the lower D. So that's interesting. So that's 1 octave apart, 2 octaves apart, 3 octaves apart. Okay, interesting. Try the different polyphonies. Yeah. Okay. I should say actually, yeah, yeah, that handstand as well, yeah. It does sound very mono, this, and there's a very good reason for that. And again, you can't see off my Disting cam. I've only got the mono output, but you can get a stereo out from this. Outputs 1 and 2. They are the left and right outputs normally on rings, and I think it does alternate notes, so it'll play left output, right output, left output, right output, and you can use that to get a bit of stereo width if you wanted to, like full stereo width or just a little bit. But I just generally go with mono, to be honest, and then because I had that much delay and reverb and stuff that it doesn't really matter to me. So, but I just thought I'd say that if it does sound very mono, then that is the reason why. I'm only taking the mono mixed output. It's number 4 on the Disting EX. Yeah, okay. And then while we're on for the synth mode, we should now go through the synth effects, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so this is formant, and I suppose I'll do this as quickly as possible. So formant, in fact you've already heard it, course, yeah, formant, you've already heard that one. Let's do the next one. Chorus in just one note polyphony, monophony. Again, they're an octave apart, but they're not. So that's the chorus effect. Formant, chorus. Reverb. That's interesting. They're octave apart. Interesting. Formant 2. And I suppose I'm not being totally fair here as well, because you'd expect with the formant it would have, you'd have to use something else as well. And I can't remember which one it is now. Just bear with this. Let's put that back on formant. Oh, there you go. So with formant, you can change the position and you get that sort of like formant style filter going on. And formant 2. Yeah. So let's leave that where it is for now for the others. Ensemble. Okay, Reverb 2. And I should mention now as well, because on the synth mode we also have the chord parameter as well, which again I think only works with the synth mode. So let's just double check that. Let's put that back to Modal Resonator. So changing the chord doesn't do anything. Let's just try FM voice. Yeah, so if we go back to synth, there's a chord mode. Don't ask me to explain, but basically it will, as it suggests. We've got a selection of chords, so we've got the fifth. Go back to oct. sus4, minor, minor 7. Yeah, so I can see a situation where you could even automate the chord mode within Stepic, for instance, possibly. Do it or not save. I wonder if that is why that got to... possibly. So that, I guess, is going through all of the various modes, trying different polyphonies, and also the extended synth mode chord, looking at the synth effects, and the the chord oct, whatever setting. Yeah. Oh, hello Os. Is it OS? Is it Os? Oz? Or do we just call you Andy or Andrew? Thank you for popping along. How's it going? Because obviously, expert sleepers, great to pop along. if I say anything that's really out of order, please just jump in and put me to rights, because as I said earlier at the start, I really don't know what I'm doing with this. Other than having fun, it is an enormous amount of fun, I've got to say. So I've gone through. Right, thanks, mate. So as it is. So, what should we do next? Well, we've got to start wobbling all these other bits here now, and also, I guess, for the ambient fans, put a bit of reverb on. There's a bit more level on the reverb. Actually, it's the reverb today. You'll notice I've got no plug-in on the reverb track, because I thought I'd take my MPX 500 out for a run. Yes. Oz, please. I should do, really. In fact, I did that for a track that I'm working on at the moment, which is going to be featuring all of just the resonator, and I did use the granulator, but it means I've got to get up. Rings into clouds. I know, I'm sorry. Maybe later. But it's a good point. I should demonstrate the granulator. The reason why I'm beating around the bush here is because I've still got to get my head around how to run it properly. I was having a bit of a problem over the weekend. Not just not understanding granulator, how to get the grains working right. So yes, let's just say we'll leave that for another day, please. I know, because I want to go through some of these modes now in a bit more detail. So if we go back to resonator, and we'll leave it on, I think we'll leave it on polyphony 4. And I suppose an obvious parameter to understand is damping, as the name suggests. So that's like your release time. So we can make it very short, or you can make it very long. Tubular bells. In fact, you can get it to just not disappear at all. Structure. Let's go through these one at a time. Structure. Let's bring up the rings manual. Drop an octave. Yes, I've noticed that. Yeah. I was going to bring up the structure. Let's have a look at the structure a sec, which is D. It controls the frequency ratio. Yeah, so I'm reading that. The amount of modulation. Right, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah. I think I understand. But regardless of whether you understand it or not, you can hear it, and it does sort of like have a tuning effect. And what I have noticed as well is that sometimes when you're designing something, you think, "Oh, that's nice," it goes out of tune with the rest of your track. So there sometimes is a need to tune a patch as well. Okay, brightness is self-explanatory, I think, and it can get quite harsh, as you can imagine. So brightness. And let's just do position. So position, I understand position. I mean, why shouldn't you? Controls on which point of the string stroke surface the excitation is applied. So yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. So let's just turn that up and down. That's almost like, so you come like full circle, don't you? So that sounds the same as that, which kind of makes sense, I guess. Yes, I have Oz, yes. But again, I mean, I suppose I could do that now. I guess I could do. But when you say, I have put external sound through it. Yeah, Will's guitar. Because I suppose there's a lot of stuff I'm not covering. If I don't use the granulator, and if I don't put sound through this, I'm not covering everything it can do. And I have got 2 Disting EXs as well, so there's absolutely no excuse. And I don't have a script for this at all, but I'm going even more off script if I have a look. I mean, what sort of sound would I put through it? Like a sort of sequence sound, or something completely mad, like a load of like FM stuff or something? What do you think I should put through it? So I don't want to put just a straight. So if I turn the audio input back to 2. So let's that creaking noise is my seat, by the way. It does creak a lot. Okay. I mean, if I just bung through, let's me have a look. This is me live patching. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Fascinating. So this is this is external audio. This is a straight. Sorry about that. Right, let's not do that. Sorry, Az. Well, another day perhaps. I will definitely do that once I've got some. I need to rehearse that bit, I think, because again, this is all totally unrehearsed. I need to get a less creaky chair, I think. Right, okay, where was I? Let's just set these up back again. Where am I on? Modal Resonator. So I was just going to go through a few. Oh, I'm going to change that back to 0. There you go. So yeah, so about that. So we've changed it. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Brightness. Yes, I probably can, Rich. Yeah, it's terrible. You know, gotta say, this is just, it's one of those things you can spend hours on, just messing around. What I do find a little bit different, so let's say if I went to an ordinary subtractive synth, I could have a sound in my head and go, yeah, I want this much, cuts off, whatever, bit of sine, bit of saw, whatever, and I'll get a sound. With this thing, it's like a new, how to explain it? I don't know what sound I'm going to get out of it. It's only when you start moving your sliders around and you think, oh wow, that's hey up Rip, welcome. Yeah, it's just totally fascinating. And that's where these plugins come in as well, I think. You can this isn't a Disting EX tutorial, but what I can tell you is that you can use some of the inputs. You can assign them to accept CV to affect the various parameters like structure, brightness, damping, etc. Because I'm just working from within Reaper, and as I said earlier, I've done these, I've created these plugins. It's quicker than trying to create something actually in the Disting, stood at the Disting, going through the menus and going to the right one and adjusting it and thinking, yeah, that's right. This is a little bit quicker, I think. Almost like you've got the like rings in front of you, I guess. And I should say as well, I mean, I've done this through the JS code, but there is a editor available for the Disting EX that you can get to. There's a link in the manual for the editor for the Disting, and there's also there's a TouchOSC application available for it as well. So yeah, TouchOSC is the actual application. There are some people on ModWiggler that have created a setup purely for the Disting EX. Mine is very simple, but it gives me a more hands-on into just a particular. So I mean, I've written these just for the resonator. I will then start to write similar plugins for like the macro oscillator or the poly wave table, which is another. That's just, by the sounds of it, that's just going to be an amazing algorithm to get into. But we won't do that tonight, so we're doing the resonator. So back to resonator, and I'm just waffling on a bit now, aren't I? So I do like the Modal Resonator for sure. Lots of sound you can get out of this. Let's try sympathetic strings. So what was that on default? Let's see if we can get anything a bit more interesting out of this. Alright, cheers, Pat. Whoa! Yeah, cheers, thanks for coming, Pat. Really appreciate it. Oh, yes! This is the trouble with this thing, there's a slight tweak and you get these absolute lovely sounds, but not something that you would like go to in your little Roland D50 or whatever and go, that's the sound that I want. It's great in a way because it's forcing you just to experiment a little bit. I think so anyway. That's how it works for me. Oh man, if my face makes a funny shape, it's because I'm not too sure about the sound, but because, okay, that sounds a bit, but what you're then going to do is go, oh, what about the position? I mean, you can actually, it's just like you're using a beta to go across your, whatever it is you're hitting. What does it sound like if I hit it here? What does it sound like if I hit it over here? It's amazing. So what if you turn that right up? Yeah, so just about here, something there, but so it needs something more. And I've got a span up because you can see the you can see all the harmonics and overtones. Oh. Fascinating, fascinating. Let's try a string. So I always thought it's the default for this one, it sounds a bit almost not like a string. It's like a glockenspiel or something. I don't know. Some sort of like wooden block thing. But if you start altering the brightness, oh. Excuse me if I just have a bit of fun here. I mean, how organic is that? I suppose that's the point, isn't it? So for string, it seems we need a little bit of brightness in there, don't we? Sorry, yeah, okay, next. Let's try FM voice. Now, I found with this one, with FM voice, you can get some really great bass sounds, but you've got to take stuff down a bit. Sorry Milo, no, it was just, I set up OBS before about, well, 6:30, so that's about an hour and a half ago, and I must have hit a button that then started it, like it scheduled a stream, and I thought, I haven't even set my camera up yet, and Milo joined in on the chat, and I'm going, what? I've not even started streaming yet, what's going on there? So anyway, me and OBS, I just don't get it. I'm too old for this stuff, really. So I had a much better sound than this before. It wasn't that. Oh, man. Yeah. Hey up, Gav. Thanks for popping in. Okay, I've lost it now. I had what I thought was a great bass sound earlier on. Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks for popping in, Lo-Fi. Bass, sorry. Bass. I'll have to write that down, so I'll just forget it. Thanks for popping along. Now then. Of course, what I could have done was save these in various states, so I could save a patch if you like, but I've not done that. Oops, wrong one. I'll find it again one day. Well, later on, because yeah, I've actually got it on another project somewhere. Okay. Quite pleasant. So I mess with Now, sympathetic quantized. So we have the sympathetic string. Sorry, sympathetic strings. Yeah, sympathetic string. Sympathetic quantized. I'm not quite sure what that is, to be honest. I don't know if Ozzy's still here, but he can explain. Whether it's because it's quantized to a particular key or something, I don't know. I don't quite understand it. But what I will say is, when you compare that to the straight sympathetic strings on those same settings, it does have like that sort of quantized thing going on. So perhaps it's the partials, that are quantized, I don't know. So that's D sharp. Yeah. Nice. So sometimes a parameter doesn't seem to do much, but you've only got to change one thing somewhere else and it does. Or maybe on this one it doesn't, perhaps, I don't know. Much exploration still needed. Maybe I should put a limiter on the master. Well, I have actually. I've got a limiter on the master. Yeah, I have. Yeah, we're okay, I reckon. I'll go through these now as quickly as possible now, again changing a few of the, and then I'll bring Stepic in, which is probably a little bit better than me plonking around on the keyboard on the flat notes. Next, string and reverb. Well, let's just put these back to a default. There you go. Definite Japanese instrument, that, isn't it? Is it the Kyoto or something? I'm not very good at pronouncing things. Like a struck string instrument. mean, now we're getting spacey. Hello, Robert. You've stumbled across me faffing around, not really knowing what I'm doing with the Disting EX in Resonator mode. Yes. Okay, Ralph. Thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it, obviously. This is like church bells, but like, yeah, as it says, reverb. Reverb on the reverb. Okay. So very, 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 very metallic. Let's try the next mode. So this is the last one, actually. Way! Oh, was it this one that did the nice bass sound? I can't remember. That's, yeah, Rip, that's me MPX 500 reverb. Well, it's got more than just reverb on it, but it's me, yeah, it's me hardware. On a ridiculously long, I think it's something like a 30-second decay or something daft like that. Very ambient. No, that's the right one, yeah. So let's try. Me no like. Quite a bright one, that isn't it? Because it was on full brightness, obviously. Barang! Oh yeah. It's just me messing around on this Disting EX Resonator barang, like a physical modelling thing. Okay, let's try a bit of Stepic. So we'll turn that on and we'll hit play. And then change stuff. I suppose put a bit of delay on as well, a bit of timeless. And play with some stuff. I'm quite surprised actually. I don't know how much battery I've got left on my camera, on my Nikon. I need to find or look up a what's called a dummy battery for my DSLR, because I'm new to all this, sort of like using a DSLR for a camera. But you've got to replace your ordinary battery with a dummy one, so that you can plug some power into it, and it's still going after, I don't know how long we've been going now. What time is it? 8:15 here now, so about an hour and a half, something like that. So if that camera suddenly switches off, we'll no longer see the distings, and I'll have to turn it off in OBS. So, right. But what's interesting about, so obviously I can change stuff here, but with Stepic, it's I've not heard of that one. Oh yeah, Polyverse, yeah. That's like yeah, I mean I've got the latest oh, what's it called, Milo? That filter one they've just released. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Super Modal. Yeah. Similar sort of sounds, I guess. But what I was going to say with Stepic is we've got an automation page. So let's say I want to mess with brightness as well there, and I've set these up beforehand. So brightness, turn on brightness, so that now this Stepic now overrides this. If I can right click on the mouse with this, it brings up and I can have different settings for brightness. What else can we change? Damping, I guess. Put a bit of damping on. Where's that? I want that on there. would be interesting as well, wouldn't it? A bit of position. That one. Oh, I think it sounds quite interesting. I'm going to have an enormous amount of fun with these various elements, and as Oz mentioned earlier, I've got to get into the Granulator, and I've got two EXs now, two Disting EXs, so I'm looking forward to getting to grips with the Granulator and running Resonator into the granular algorithm. As I said, rings into clouds, which was everyone was doing that some time ago, except me, because by the time I got around to thinking of getting clouds, it was no longer made. Yeah. So let's turn those off a sec. Let's turn those back to that. And because basically these plugins only send the value if there's a change at the slider or if I stop-start the playback. So for instance, damping now, if I move that, it now overrides whatever Stepic was telling it. So let's just try. Let's go to FM voice. Whoa! So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Excuse me if I get a bit lost every now and then. So I quite like that position parameter, and I could change it using Stepic. Like that. I agree, Andy, yeah. But I'm going to turn that off because this is what I like about Reaper. Let's just shut that down a sec. Leave that running. In fact, I'm going to stop it for a minute. Let's close that down as well. And we don't need that now, do we? If I go to the... let's just set a limit for this. Let's set this to... that doesn't really matter, really. We'll put a marker down there. Set that on to repeat. And what I'll do now is I'm going to add position. In fact, hold on. It's easy just to go wobble that, bring up that again, show last touch parameters. There you go. So what I can do now is, let's play that. So really it doesn't do much between 0 and about 75, 80. So what we can do is add some automation points in. So instead of having Stepic change a position value every whatever note, I'm using automation within Reaper to change the setting over time. Cheers, Rich. Thanks for coming. Of course, yeah. I mean, so it's 9:30ish. Work tomorrow and all that. For some of us, anyway. I'm not off work at the minute. So that's quite interesting. I'm not supposed to be writing a song, are you? But, you know. What else? What else sounds nice to change? I don't think that was structure. Totally random. Pretty much like everything I do, really, I guess. Happy accidents. Well, sometimes they're happy, anyway. Damping, probably not so much, but it could work, couldn't it? Oh, got to put repeats on. There you go. Oh no. It's gone quiet. Let's put that down a bit. So it's only structure on that one that was a bit. So I wouldn't say that FM voice is my absolute favourite, but I can see me doing some stuff with this for definite, like the Berlin School type stuff. Let's see what happens if we go to synth. Hey up, Rip, got it. How many's watching? I haven't got YouTube on. Let's try. Yeah. Let's just sit back then and listen to this for a bit. And what's just dawned on me, structure doesn't do anything to synth mode, which is obvious I suppose, because it's not, well, perhaps it isn't it's just not that sort of thing. It's not like a physical thing with the structure, therefore the structure parameter doesn't really do anything for it. Oh, cheers Andy. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming along and watching. Brilliant. So damping, looks like damping could come down a bit more, doesn't it? Yeah. Fascinating. I'm just getting lost now. Anybody any questions? Amazing. Just so much to explore. I would imagine that for some modes the automations that I've set up here are just not going to work. But we'll let them roll and see what happens. I can actually turn them off if I don't want some of them. Oh, damping's probably a good one actually. Probably not so much position. Thank you for joining. Good to see you, mate. Yes, that's not sounding too bad, is it? Actually, I thought perhaps position would have made it sound a bit. Where's position in here now? That doesn't sound too bad actually. Oh, here I was asking you some questions before, but don't ask me what the questions were because I can't remember. While you're here, the synth mode. Let's go back to synth mode. Oops, synth, where are we? Structure doesn't. Okay, yeah. No, it was me verbally. Yeah, but the structure doesn't seem to affect synth mode. Is that because synth mode doesn't actually have structure because it's just synth? I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it, really? So what have I got going at the moment? So I've got Stepic. Let's bring back Stepic. Does it? Oh, hold on a sec. So probably I'm on a 6/9 chord at the minute. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's turn off the all the automations I've got going at the minute. So I mean, I've got the chord mode. Let's put these back to default. Turn down damping a bit. Maybe a bit of brightness. So we've got the chord parameter down here. So these are the different chords. Oct. Now if you change the structure while it's in, say, octaves, nothing happens there. Let's change it to fifth. Nothing. sus4. Yeah, so I'm just assuming that's probably right, isn't it? It's the chord. If you remember, I think you said that the chord parameter wasn't on the original rings. You changed the chord through structure, didn't you? So that would probably explain why you've taken the chords out of structure so that you could name them as an actual parameter without having to try and guess whereabouts it was on the structure setting. That would make a lot of sense. So on the original rings, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So that's what I've just said, isn't it? Yeah. So any given mode will use either chord or structure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. But it is only synth though that the chord works, isn't it? It's so the chord doesn't work on any other. Let's go to FM voice. So with structure on FM voice kind of affects the what can be a structure, I guess. But if you change any of the chords, it doesn't affect the FM voice sound. So am I right in assuming that chord is something that's only available when you have the synth mode enabled? I'm guessing that's correct. Let's put these back on. Right, now let's turn those off of that. Let's bring up Stepic. So while you were away then, I'm just showing again how we can set Stepic, for instance, to send parameters out for the structure, brightness, damping and position. Per note. Obviously there's some presets, or sorry, some settings. Ah, right, okay, let's try that. Let's turn these off. So quantized, right, okay. Oh, yeah. I'd have got there eventually. Thanks for that, Oz. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Right, okay. So on synth and sympathetic quantized, structure stops working because you use the chord parameter instead. Brilliant. Yes, 0 patch cables. But I didn't explain that. This is just purely me doing MIDI tonight. I'm that rusty with my modular. I can do a patch from scratch, but it's gonna be, you're gonna be waiting for ages for a sound to come out. It's like buying a, because I've not. The problem is I spread my time over my in-the-box stuff. I've got a couple of hardware synths that I play as well every now and then. I bring into my stuff. And I've got guitar as well. So I've got too much stuff going on. And I need to, this year I did say this year that I'd get more back into the modular, because it's not a bad little system really. Not whether it's worth. So there's my modular at the moment. There's absolutely no excuse. It's got an actual, it's got the bass case, dope for bass case at the bottom there. So There's 6U down there as well with a couple of bits and pieces on it. So yeah, I should definitely use that more. But yeah, that's great. Thanks for that, Oz. I've learned something now. I didn't realise. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure whether that would warrant automation, or would it? Probably. Yeah, it's interesting that how some of the chords resonate stronger than others. Cheers. I'm lost without someone like Stepic. Alright, thanks for that. Thanks for popping in, Oz. Cheers. Really appreciate it. Amazing. So where should I go? Where should I go now? Let's put some of these back on. So this is just me messing around now. Nothing really useful. I don't think is going to come any more from this. Perhaps it's time to drop out myself and learn more about this thing without expecting everybody else to stay online watching me at the same time. I wonder what would happen if I turn those on, but left Stepic going as well. Interesting. Amazing. Whoa. Wing, 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 wing. Pretty mad, eh? I mean, it's amazing what you can see. I mean, what in the Disting cam, there's only a couple of more, another centimetre or so missing off the bottom. But for this little module here, the amount of stuff that's packed into this whole thing is amazing. And this resonator is just one algorithm out of. Hey up! Fancy seeing you here. Thanks for dropping in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I mean, there's some fantastic. Yeah. To be honest, You've come at a really bad time because I'm going to be disappearing soon, I think. You'd have to watch back from the beginning because how long have we been going now? Must be over 2 hours. Just messing around with this Disting EX resonator algorithm. Where are we? There you go. That one there. So I can't remember. Have you got this particular? Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, nearly bedtime here. I can't remember whether you've got one of these modules, but I've got two now. I can't get enough distings. I probably have a case full of distings. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It's like a light sort of. And the beauty of it all is I haven't got to get my fat arse out of my chair. I can do it all from my computer. Because at the moment, there's not, as Oz said before, he hasn't seen a module with so few patch cables. So this is all MIDI at the moment. Controlling various parameters with some automation. I've got these plugins that are made with JSFX code, so it can you can see these little sliders going up and down here. Excuse me while I mess around. That doesn't work quite so well for me. I don't know. Yes, and they've gone up a bit too as well. Probably a little bit because of, you know, bit of Brexit, bit of oil price, electronic stuff going up through the roof. But I think it's worth it. And so, we're just going over old ground here, aren't we? It's not bad as it will, really. Good investment. It's a good investment providing I use it. I've got to start using my modular more for certain. Definitely. Odd. Oh, hiya Philip, yeah. Yeah, you are a bit late. I could stay here for hours doing this. I've just noticed something. What's fine tune doing right down there? You never told me. I must have changed that by mistake. But I could also make that. I could put a bit of wobbly on it, couldn't I? Let's let's add fine tune. What I'll do is I'll put an automation item on this. Automation items, new automation item. Let's make that a sine wave. That's probably not. Oh my goodness. So a little bit of modulation on the old fine tune there. Kind of works, I guess. Probably needs some more. Let's make that 200 instead. Yay! And if I can just bring up that again. Let's drop this right down. No, that's not working, is it? That's not working at all. Need to turn some of them off. Might be position. But we don't really need that time tune. Just clear up all this. Oh, I know what that is, yeah, sorry. It's one of these, isn't it? Structure, oh no, we turn that off. The bouncy sound, yeah. I do bouncy sounds. Which one is it? Is it that one there? It must be, mustn't it? Let's turn that down a bit. Position. There you go. I want to make something now, but I'm not going to start adding stuff. This is purely for Resonator, nothing else. What have we got here now? Damping. Let's turn off damping. Oh yeah. Where do we go from here? Oh. That's a bit... oh, look at that. need to read this manual more, don't I, obviously? And watch some more of Ben's videos. Have you got rings? I've never had it. Just elements. Yeah, I know what you mean, Gwen. I mean, it's like, I think, even with this, there are just some settings you hit and you go, oh my god, that's just not usable at all. Thanks a lot, Gav. Thanks for popping in for a watch. Appreciate it. Yeah. And as I was saying before, it's the problem with physical modelling is that unless you really know what you're doing, it's not something you can just go to and go, I'm going to get that sound. Unlike, say, an additive or a subtractive synth, you kind of instinctively know after a time that by putting the controls here, here and here, you're going to get a particular sound out. I'm still very much just a suck it and see person with the physical modelling. I just haven't got a clue. Stuff just happens as opposed to being designed. Yeah. Let's turn all these off. Every now and then you hit on a sound and you go, wow. And this is another funny thing, really. I mean, one of the things that I've always liked about my modular system is that there's no presets. You just patch up, do your thing, and then strip all the wires out and you start again. But the beauty of what I've done here now with this particular thing, this resonator in the Disting EX, is I can save these plugins on a track in a particular state, so I can go back to it later on. So I don't know, having been extolling the virtues of not having presets, I've now gone back to having presets. So, I don't know, shock horror. Yeah. I mean, would rings do this sort of sound easily enough? Because I'm not sure. If you look at the manual for rings, you've only got 3 resonators. So that's B there. Yeah, it does, yeah. So for rings B, the resonator, you've got modal, sympathetic, and string. But Oz has given us 7. So we've now got, well, obviously, yeah. So rings has got you've got your Easter egg, haven't you, on rings. So what Oz has done on the Disting EX is he's given us the synth, or the Easter egg module mode, sorry, as an actual mode you can select. So no sort of twiddling of knobs into a particular position and turning the thing on and off, or whatever it is you do. So it's gone from sort of like 3 plus 1, so 4 on the rings module, to 7 on the Disting EX version. Yeah, but I think it's great. Alright, okay. And then in synth mode you've got the synth effect, so you've got various, you've got formant, chorus, reverb, formant 2, ensemble and reverb 2. So if we quickly go through those, and then I think it's the position that changes the formant. And same with formant 2. I'm not too sure what they do with the other. Let's put chorus on. Oh, so that like deepens the chorus effect. Reverb. So no reverb. Lots of reverb. So much depth to this thing. And what Oz was saying before, the battery on the Disting camera's run out, so I might as well turn that off now. Oh yeah, so the structure parameter for synth mode doesn't work. It's the chord. So that's the other thing that Oz has done. Whereas normally you would change the structure to get your chord shape, he's actually taken the algorithm, that parameter out of the algorithm and given its own slot. And as was explained before, if we go to sympathetic strings, Chord's supposed to affect that as well, but what's that? Oh, right. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought that's supposed to affect the sympathetic string one as well, but it's not. It doesn't do anything this time. Oh no, quantized. Was it the quantized? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, magic. You can never have enough. You can never have enough distings in your case. Wow. As I'm playing around with this thing, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that would sound nice with a bit of automation on it. Let's turn brightness back on. I suppose it would help if oh, I know, yeah, that's right. There you go. Bouncy, bouncy. What can I say? This must be getting boring now. Okay, I think at that point I was going to say I should just call it a day, but I don't know, it's so much fun. Brightness, that's too bright. What time is it now? 9:10 here. Yeah, you're not kidding. Knackered. I can do loads of this sort of stuff, rip. Just hit the record button now. Yeah. It's weird because you're normally thinking in terms of, well, if I had to do that with an analog synth, subtractive, I'd be thinking of, you know, a bit of cut off, all that sort of stuff, a little bit of resonance. It's just not the same with physical modeling. It's not for me anyway. I've just got to happen upon something. Just tweak a slider and go, oh yeah, that sounds alright. Yeah. missed it, mate. It's still time for bed. It can't be far off bedtime for you. Or are you a night owl? So the automation alongside the Stepic automation works quite well, I think. I wasn't too sure whether one would override the other. Interesting. Yeah, how'd you like the Node 2, Fernando? I've never played with one. Many years ago, I remember the Node lead came out. So I'm going back to the 2000s, I think it was now. And the fashion at the time was a lot of the synths were blue, but this Node lead came out and it was red, and it was like, well, that's different. But I never got one. Yeah, budget never stretched to one of those, unfortunately. That's interesting. So, yeah, there's some sweet spots here, isn't there? So halfway between, it's like, oh, God, that sounds a bit, and then you go, oh, that's all right. That works, yeah, and then keep going. I suppose the more I use this, the more I will understand what these controls are doing. So, like, it seems to be about a quarter, half. Oh, but not so much 3/4. Interesting. Interesting. Ah, but there's not so bad, is it? Probably depends on the brightness or the damping. Oh, the damping's not controlled there, is it? Again, that's not quite so bad, is it? Oh, a bit too much brightness. where this FM voice fits in. When you look at the manual, there's no real clue as to what that FM voice is. So that's something to ask us about, perhaps on Mod Wiggler. Harsh, but let's turn brightness up. Oh, I mean, I've turned brightness off there, but I've still got brightness on the Stepic automation. Maybe I should be writing this down, or I don't know. So, I need a break. Yeah, okay, and that's one thing I've not done tonight. Oz did mention it. I've not used any audio inputs at all. In fact, to use audio input, it actually stops the MIDI playing for some reason. So it's an either or. If I can select either one of the 6 inputs for sending noise in, some sort of sound, but it turns off the MIDI acting as strum and pitch, or at least strum. I don't know. I've not tried it. I may need to sort of probably set this to 2, so you can see now the MIDI goes. The sound input then would probably provide the strum, but I could still use MIDI to change the pitch. But the reason it's gone dead now is that there's no audio input. So yeah, perhaps that's something I need to have another look into. Yeah, interesting. It's definitely a thing on its own, isn't it? It may well be an implementation of Rings, but Oz has brought a little bit more to the party, I think, in the form of how it's presented in the Disting EX. And because of the ways you can either control it by CV and gate, or you can use MIDI or I2C. So I don't know, if you had a Rings would you not then get this? Or could you see using rings and this at the same time? Don't know. It's a good one, that. I mean, if you can't get rings anymore, I believe, then maybe other third-party rings modules out there now, like you can with clouds, for instance. But if someone said to me, "Oh, I've got an old cloud, an old rings module, or I've got a third-party rings," I'm not sure that I would buy it, because there's just so much more to this version of rings, or resonator, as it's called in the Disting EX. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's what I guessed, really. I mean, I don't know. I suppose how much was rings? I never even looked into it. I mean, Elements. I think Elements was about 500 quid, roughly. Yeah, that's it. I mean, with the Disting, if you don't want to use Resonator, you can use one of the many other ones. I've not played, and this is one of my big. For me, I've not explored even the first Disting EX anywhere near enough as I should have done, and it's grown. When I bought the first Disting EX, I go to the index. So the single mode algorithms. I think it had everything down to, let's have a look, SD multi-sample. I remember the SD multi-sample because it's got the Labs soft piano in there, for instance, and a couple of the other Labs instruments in the SD multi-sample. SD triggers is similar to SD multi-sample, but it's mainly for, like, drums, percussion, that sort of stuff. And I think the WAV recorder was part of the first Disting, and probably even multi-switch. I'm not sure about Looper, but definitely not Dream Machine. Dream Machine was a much later one. I say much later, I don't know, probably 6 months or so, I don't know. Poly wavetable. I mean, I've had this update, because this is what what Oz does, as you probably know, is, oh, is it? Right, okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. It's probably half of what, literally half of what Elements was, wasn't it? In a way. I mean, Elements is massive and I mean, when I say Elements is massive, I mean physically, it's, how much is it now? It must be 36 HP or something like that. Elements. Yeah, but Poly wavetable, I've really got to start looking at the Poly wavetable a lot more, because as the name suggests, it's polyphonic, and you can load in your own wavetables, and it's just massive. And if you look at the actual part of the manual for this, there's that many parameters. It's like a complete synth, because you've got envelopes in there. I think you've got filters. velocity. There's a bit of an LFO in there, whatever that's doing, I'm not too sure. LFO, wave, filter, pitch. There's that much stuff going on in just that one algorithm. It's mental. I think the Disting at the moment is about £339. Even so, there's a lot in there sound-wise, and people can say, "Oh yeah, but it's menu diving and all the rest of it." Well, yeah, but a lot of the smaller modules like this, whether it's the Ornament and Crime or PAMs, that sort of thing, there's a lot of menu diving on them as well. So I think it fits in very well as a module into any case for me, but it's not for everybody. I mean, I've got two Mark IIIs there, Disting Mark IIIs, which are just constantly left in. Let's turn this down a bit. But I might not have turned it down for. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Mark IIIs, the Disting Mark IIIs are left constantly in, I think it's algorithm B8, which is one of the oscillator modes. But I get so much use out of them because they can either be audio rate oscillators, or just by turning down the octave, you can turn it right down and get LFO. So I can use the Disting Mark IIIs as LFOs. They're just so, even though they might be like not used, because the Disting Mark IIIs are the most difficult to remember how to, press this, do that, turn it, and you don't get a screen. You've just got two little banks of 4 LEDs. But yeah, they're still in the case, and I wouldn't get rid of them because it's still, the Mark III still have things like the quantizers and stuff like that. So I just have to hit the manual again and or get one of the cheat sheets and find out how to get to the various algorithms. But I've got two Mark IIIs, two Mark IVs. The Mark IVs, again, I just leave them in one algo, but at least they're a little bit easier to find the algorithms. So yeah, good modules. Not tried them as filters. I probably should do. I should probably try them as filters. I've got me 5 analog filters. I've never thought of actually use, because obviously that's the other thing about the Disting that the purists don't like, is that it's a digital module, not an analog module. But who cares? It makes some damn fine noises. But from a analog point of view, analog stroke digital, I'm not sure how the digital filters would work. So probably one thing to look into, especially now that I've got the second EX. Yeah, I've never used Precision Adder. There is so much stuff I've not looked at yet. It's a crime. Yeah, amazing. Right, I am definitely going to have to go now. Yeah, it's nearly bedtime for me as well. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with digital. Nothing wrong at all with digital. I mean, the Disting is not the only digital module out there either. There are other digital oscillators and filters and stuff. But yeah, okay. I am going to. Yes. Night. Thanks for dropping in, Glenn. I'll. And whoever else is still with me. I don't know how many people's watching now. I haven't got YouTube on, so I don't know how many people are here watching. Hey up, Javier. You okay? Yeah, I'm just logging off now, mate. I'm sorry about that. I would say just watch the replay, but you'd have to skip it. I might do some chapters, but the last time I did a live stream of this length and put chapters in, it took me that long. Yeah, cheers, Phil. I don't think I'll be doing chapters again. It just took it took me 4 hours to add chapters to a 3-hour stream. It just took too long. So I'm just going to leave this one as it is, I think. Possibly. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. So, thank you very much for watching and staying with me this long. If you have done, that's fantastic. And if you haven't, thank you anyway, because you've dropped in. And then to anybody who watches this afterwards, because I'll probably leave this live. Available public on YouTube. I don't see why not. Yeah, there's some interesting bits, have you? There's some interesting bits. Yeah, early on. It took a while to get to the Stepic stage, but yeah. Yeah, cheers, Rip. Cheers, Fernando. Thank you. You're still there as well. Brilliant. Should we gently fade this out if we go? I can still hear it in my headphones because I'm monitoring a different channel. Whee. There you go. So it's just my voice now. No, I'm not doing any ASMR or whatever it's called. But I will say goodbye and see you again sometime. Thank you.